Raider Nation, what's up? Welcome to the Coach Gravy Show. Once again, Tuesday mid morning show. Taco Tuesday with Coach Gravy. Get your tacos today. Wherever you go, do them homemade. You go to the restaurant, it don't matter. It's Taco Tuesday. Soon to be Torta Thursday. A day dedicated to my boy Low with all the tortas. He got the big time torta game. Check it out. The beats made by What Up Low. Tight beat. Didn't know I had that one, but that was good. If you like beats, get that Low, man. He got that shit. Well, check it out. This morning show powered by Raider Nation Live. That's myself, Coach Gravy, my homeboy What Up Low, and then my other homeboy Raider Gay 420. Man, you sub to all three of us. All three of us have our own channels, and you can get us at us there or just Raider Nation Live. That's all three of us put together. We appreciate all the love and stuff you guys are giving to us. But hey, this Raider Day, we're going to see what's going on. How do we feel the response with Geno Smith press conference? Long-awaited press conference. We question why wasn't it happening. Are we happy with the money, with what he got paid? I heard some complaints. I've heard people upset why we're paying him so much. He ain't this good or whatever. That's the best contract that he can get. The best contract that I think it's team. You know, it benefits our team, and I think that it's going to be beneficial for us to have a contract like that. He wanted an extension. You know, he has to play on that 1 year he was traded for, which is cool. It's less than what we're giving him. And then he got his roster bonus. So he got a lot of dough, and he's gonna get a lot of dough guaranteed money. So this is the question. Are we still high in the draft? You know, I'm not saying that obviously the answer is yes, but high in the draft. You know, first, second round picks. I'm gonna just leave it at those two rounds. First, second round. Do we get a quarterback? When we got Geno Smith locked in for 3 years, you know, we're saying that, you know, for 3 years it's an option. Dude, he's not getting paid on this extension until next year. So that's when that money kicks in. So he's guaranteed $66 million. So he's going to get that. There's no other way. You can't get out of that. If you do get rid of him, then it's going to be dead cap. And that's what I think we're not misunderstanding. We're only paying a guy that ain't on our team again if he doesn't pan out. And I think Geno Smith will pan out. There's nothing wrong with him. He's coming in fairly fresh. He ain't got no injuries. He's been sacked a bunch of times. But hey, if you guys think that way, if you guys think that we're gonna get another guy to replace Geno Smith in the future, I'm fine with that. But to think that there's gonna be a third round pick, fourth round pick, or someone like Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart or anybody like that that's gonna come in and beat a guy that you just paid guaranteed $66.5 million, and that guy ain't going to play. Or we made a big mistake, signing him to that amount of money. It's going to be very bad if we're in a hole for that money and we only have him for 1 year. If he plays on this contract this year, this is not do or die for Geno Smith right now because he's getting paid either way with the trade. He's getting paid either way, and we lost a pick for this, and we extended him. So that's why I wanted this more to be June 1st stuff or around there because the draft already would have happened, and then we could discuss this and say, hey, we got a quarterback, and then he probably would have made less money if we did get a quarterback. So this is something that probably Geno wanted. I don't want to wait around until June 1st, but nothing would have happened June 1st as far as Geno Smith's concerned. Maybe they would have got rid of maybe a quarterback would have been around, but I'm not. It doesn't matter if he got picked after the draft or not, or he got his contract done after the draft. But it would have mattered when we picked the quarterback. This is where I'm at now with that. I'm with the hey, if we're gonna get Geno Smith now and sign him for 3 years, he has a 3-year bid for the Raiders, and we're gonna sit a number 1 pick for that amount of time. That's not worth it. Because if we pick a guy 6, that's probably around 12 million or whatever for 4 years, or 15 million, 20. I don't know how much Tyree Wilson was. That was back ago, 3 years ago, and he's getting. I think me and Gabe, we did like around maybe it's 4 or 3 million a year he's getting or something like that. And a quarterback is going to expect more money now, being a 6 pick. So we're going to be playing a quarterback that much amount of money. I wouldn't understand that. So pretty much I'm thinking that we're going to get a quarterback, but it's not going to be in, the first round. I'm hoping not. Because I want to give Geno a chance. I think Geno deserves that chance to play. It's like some people already just saying, oh, we're going to get a quarterback. He's going to beat out Geno and he has to start. I agree with that, but not paying the dude right now $66 million guaranteed. It ain't gonna happen. I don't really bullshit with money or in the money game with the Raiders. I really don't give a shit. But if we're gonna sit here and pay Geno Smith $66 million, I don't think no matter what he does and the level of the way he plays is that a rookie ain't gonna come here and beat Geno out because they don't know the game. And we do have a good offensive coordinator. We do have a good offensive staff. And I'm going to give the rookie that credit. But Geno Smith is going to get better with these guys too. Geno Smith is going to get better with these guys too. But where's all my peoples at? Hey, Raider Ryan, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good to see you here. Robert Pena first. Jeffrey, what's up, man? Raider Ryan. Who's there? Jeffrey. Raider Ryan again. Raiders Fool Chris, what's up, man? Thank you for being here this morning. Where everybody at? They don't know Gravy's on? I put the thing in a little late. Maybe they just got to get up a little bit. That's what happened last time. Got a bunch of people that were watching. I mean, I only had like one person. I'll do that. I'll sit here and bullshit with that one person all day. You guys know how I am, but I'm restricted because I got to go back to work. And we've been having 12, 50 days. I barely made it to work yesterday. I was bullshitting so much. So 2 weeks in a row, we have 1250 days. That means the kids get off the parent-teacher conference stuff. Joe Ali, what's up, man? I thought it was Thorler Tuesday. It can be. I just can't change the name. But it can be. Hey, we streaming from a bunch of things. I think we on Facebook, we on X, we on Instagram. I think Lo was telling me that I'm not good with that. Lo's the IT guy out of the Raider Nation Live crew, so he'll. I'm pretty sure we're on YouTube, Facebook, and X. That's what I see right now. So check it out, you guys. Gabe is streaming. Lo is streaming. I'm streaming. So which one you want to get, we got the views all together on Raider Nation Live. So you guys don't have to worry about that. Whatever, which one of us I'm cool with. Just watch it on one of our hours in Raider Nation Live also. So what do you think about that? The people that are in the chat, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about that Geno press conference? How do you think his demeanor was? I'll tell you a little bit. How do you think his demeanor was? How do you think he flowed? You know, he's not a real raw. It doesn't sound like he's a real rah guy. It looks like Pete is very excited about him, that he's there. You know, that's his guy. Sounded motivated, want to get to work, want to get to know his teammates. That's stuff you want to hear. He was trained well in media. He's been through before. I expect a lot of good things from Geno. I like Geno. I pick Geno fantasy almost every year as my third quarterback. Sometimes I'm in 2 quarterback leagues. He's there. And then people make the mistake of waiving him, and he always comes back and scores you points. I always get Geno in fantasy. Some people that are good, some players that are good in fantasy players ain't good really football players. I'll tell you that. Whatever, you know, I'll go back to DC. This is fantasy now. I'm not talking Raiders, but when DC was a terrible fucking fantasy guy. Terrible. Okay, he didn't score touchdowns. You got minus points with that dude. It'll make things happen. Now quarterback play, you look at quarterback play, man, you didn't have a lot of 300-yard games. You know, you didn't have a lot. Joe Ali, I'll put you on. We're going to have 2, bro. We got Red Nation Live 1, I believe. That was Lowe's league. I ran it. But I'm a commissioner, man. In a league, a Hollow Squad league, it's a very good league. Both leagues are good. I won both leagues. So, we got it. I'll get you in, Joe Lee. You good you a good fantasy player? Don't be one of these players in there, Joe. I'll let you in, but don't be over here because usually someone gets kicked out or they don't want to play no more because they took last and all that. But the Hollow Squad, I know at my league, it's been longer, and the players in there are real aggressive, man. They make trades. I really push people to trade and do things like that. You know, and you sit there on your players. Most of them they end up losing or they get pissed at me, change the rules. Why you pick fuck the Raider players? That's what a lot of them do. No offense to Auntie Six, though. Not trading or anything like that. No offense. And a reason for that. No Cal Raider Jesse, you know, you watching me, you don't trade. There's a reason why. Well, NorCal Jesse, me and him were playing championship game, I believe. I think I was playing turf too. Turf is a good. Myra, I give it up to her. I tell Myra I don't lose the women in fantasy, but Myra gave me a push. She gave me a push. First young lady ever pushed me in fantasy. So all you good fantasy players, let's bring it up, bring it on. I'd love to have you. You have first digs on my fantasy. Joel Lee, what's up, man? Yeah, I love fantasy too, bro. I'm on a bunch of them every year. Sometimes I get ahead, but I pay attention to them. So that's the thing. You got to pay attention to your fantasy team. Can't be in too much when you let it go. Usually I'm in four good ones. I don't care how much money I win, but I do. But you know, it's just you got to do repetitions. You got to, you know, Omar's a good. Oh, my boy Omar is a good fantasy player. You know, NorCal is. Auntie Six can be. He just needs IT6 is a good fantasy player. He just needs a like the loveness of players in fantasy. You gotta let go. Anybody has a price. That's the thing. Every player has a price in fantasy. You get rid of them, trade them. I made mistakes many times trading fucking Amon-Ra, bro, the Sun God, and then I regretted it. That's why I never trade Amon-Ra again, or Gibbs, or Bijan ever again. I'm not doing that. I'll trade you Tyreek Hill. I'll trade you fucking Jamar Chase. I'll trade you everyone, but not them. The fantasy kings right there. MA3, what's up, bud? MA3, thank you for being here, man. Amir Abdullah came through for me in the final. Sat James Conner by of injury. Conner's I'm looking at Conner's. I've always picked Conner's, and he's always came through when I started him. But Abdullah, he's iffy for me. MA3, I'm looking at 7-day weather reports. Jacksonville, Cincinnati. I stay locked in. Weather reports, what's up? You a weatherman or something? All I know, you look at Fresno, it's going to say hot or comfortable. There's not compact. It says Monday with Coach Gravy. We got to change that, huh? It's always going to say that. I can find it and then just do it. But I don't give a shit. There we go. See, Gravy knows how to do shit. Don't hate. Oh, for fantasy, look at the weather updates. All right. Oh, you that much into fantasy, you do that. Me too. I wonder if it's gonna be cold. They're gonna run the ball, start the running back or whatever. I look at that too. That's what good fantasy players do. MA5. That's what they do. So here, Jolie, you get a big old like little championship ring. You know, Twan had one. He showed it. I'm the commissioner, so I didn't buy myself one, but I won both those leagues, so I should have got myself 2 rings. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. But I didn't charge the guys for me winning. I didn't do that. But it's a good league, man. You just gotta get your money right and get it in. And that's the whole thing about fantasy. But tell me, the guys in my chat, Joel Lee, MA5, what do you think about the Geno Smith? How'd you like the way he spoke? How'd you like the way Spytek and Pete just said about their guy? It looks like they're real happy with him. It looks like they expect them to get there and be with the team. You know, he was saying he doesn't know everybody, but he's talked to Max. He's talking to the leaders of the leaders that we have. So he probably talked to Wilkins, you know, and he said he had a pretty good relationship with Jacoby. You know, it's just meeting new guys, you know. We got to get, you know, I'm expecting, you know, a Lockett signing real soon because that's somebody he's familiar with and it makes sense. That really makes sense. And I see the trade for Walker. I'm with that too. You know, so the Seattle dismembering their team takes some of them guys. You know, I don't think Walker makes a lot of money. I think he's a new guy, but still, you know, if we could get a push for a running back like that, then that just drop. See, my comfort zone for quarterback went down a notch, so a couple of notches. To some people, it's still priority. You know, we got to get a quarterback for the future, yes, but this is where the development. I tell people, I don't want my quarterback to be picked high and then have to develop him. That means he wasn't ready. So it's just a reach. That's a reach for me because he has to develop. If he's badass, then throw his ass in there. And if he's pro ready and all this stuff like they're saying about these quarterbacks, throw him in there. But don't give a guy $66 million guaranteed and then do that. It's not going to make sense. To me, it's just as worse as reaching for like a Tyree Wilson or getting a guy that we don't know about that you think is tight. And that happens. But it just happens to the Raiders too much. If we're going to be a different team, quit doing the same shit over and over and over again with different staff. We hit it last year with a bad staff. I just tell you the scouts that we got, it wasn't, you know, those guys work. This is when it benefits all that work that them scouts been doing is right now to 2 weeks from now. And this is the benefit of working all season. Since 2 seasons ago, these guys been looking at these players in college. This is when it matters right now. If you got good health. Joel Lee says it was cool. Gino and Pete Carroll seem really confident, but I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I've gotten way too pumped over pressers before, and I'm done with it. Me too. But me being a content creator, I gotta talk about it, Joel Lee, and you can respond. That's a good response right there. I'm not with the hype. I got hyped. I'm ready for it. I'm on his back. I'm rolling with him, and I ain't gonna talk no shit until he starts doing shit wrong. But he deserves that. You know, there's 66.5 million reasons why Gino's got to get busy. He ain't got no excuse. He got what he wanted. So now prove it to me. Now do it. And I'm not gonna hope that you lose your job or we pick somebody and make us more happy, because all we're gonna do as soon as Gino starts messing up, we're gonna want this other guy in there, and he's not gonna be ready. It's gonna be an AOC thing, because AOC is jacked up now. AOC is jacked up right now as a quarterback because he was thrown in there too fast. That's a legit, that's a example right there of a guy not being ready, and you throw him in there to the fire like that. And we were happy for AOC. I wasn't, but we were happy that throw him in there, put him in there, let's rock with him, and he did an all right job. All right, but AOC is not the savior of the freaking Raiders. Never was and never is, to me. MA3 said, got me hyped. Gino showing maturity and understanding of where his career is. Yeah, he was very sincere on that. He wasn't playing good. He wasn't in it. He was very sincere about it. Took Pete Carroll's confidence to bring him up, and he got more confident when he gave Russell Wilson props. So he just propping everybody, It sounded sincere. It sounded like, hey, ready to go. I've always seen Gino in there. He's not a real rah pump guy, so it's what I expected. It didn't look like he was just there. You're happy because you're making money, and that's outlandish money. But it's not. Gino deserves that. So you can't say he's overpaid. You can't say he's well compensated, and he's proven what he got. MA3, he wants to succeed for himself and team and Pete. He mentioned that a lot. He mentioned the word team, work. He mentioned the locker room a lot. He mentioned guys a lot, and that's what I like to hear from my quarterback. He'll take over that position and run with it. That's what it sounds like. And we got to jump on this guy's back, man. We got to start. I'm not hearing no, let's go Gino 2025, man. I'm hearing Shedeur Sanders 2025. We're not even going to get the dude. I'm not bueno. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Always, bro. Always, bro. Good to see you. John Studios, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here this midday. This brunch with gravy. I should have said that. Taco brunch. Who don't like a taco at 10 o'clock in the morning? That's fucking bomb. What's up? Aiden O'Connell is jacked up because he didn't have the talent to be drafted. And him playing as much as he has only stunt his limited development. Aiden O'Connell being pushed in is jacked up. And it did mess up his development, but do play college for a grip of years, bro. And he was, a 4th-round pick? You should be at the level you're at now. But just imagine the good things that Aiden O'Connell did, right? And there was a bunch of them. I'm giving him that. But we have to look at it as, okay, look, as a normal fan, you look at Aiden O'Connell is that he made things happen. He did win games, right? But it was like 5-4. He won 2 games out of what he played. He started 9 games this year. He won 2, and he did some good things, right? He had a game, 2, but there was always that Aiden O'Connell popped out. You can't afford that in the NFL. You're going to lose games, and we did. We did. And we could blame whoever we want to blame. And he had the talent to be drafted, or otherwise we wouldn't have been in a situation where McDaniels picked him. McDaniels is a good quarterback guy, and if he picked this guy, he had to see something in him. That's my doggy right there, Nutty Raider Nate. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Seen your show the other day, man. Very insightful. Like I mentioned you on my show about offensive linemen, the way you was talking about that, because I like Mambu. I like Mambu, bro, and I had to explain it in a way that was non-footballish so people could understand me, and you did it just the perfect way, so I said exactly what you said. But you know about that, bro. I know about offensive linemen, but the offensive linemen can talk about themselves and the way they be better than a coach can, because you know the NFL. What I'm saying is that the NFL is getting more quicker, shorter, stronger movement guys at certain positions, and Nate mentioned that in a live he was in one night, and he was correct. I'm noticing that too, and when I watch stuff, and the reason why I mentioned Nate, because I knew Nate played offensive, semi-pro, and things like that, and he's a big dude. I mean, Nutty Raider Nate, he's a big dude. He's my dog, bro. I wouldn't want to be in no scuffle without Raider Nate on my side, because he bulldoze you down. He do a pin and pull on you and get you in space. And little dude, he'll get your ass out of there. He knows what I mean. But he narrated it better as a player than I would as a coach, because I didn't play offensive line when I was there. But I know what they're supposed to do. But just if we get a chance to hear Nate talk about offensive linemen, do that. He'll bless you with the knowledge of how it feels to be in that. But the way the NFL is going is that they're these 6'8", 7 guys, you know, they're usually bigger, they're big guys, heavier guys, and then now what we're trending into is the smaller guy that's more compact, that's quicker, because these defensive ends are getting slimmer and quicker, and then they'll get those big tackles just with physics, bro, and just the way they are, and the offensive linemen have to adapt to that. So smaller guys, not really stiffer, just guys that are limber and guys that got good footwork and that can slide and move. That it's going to be where it's going to be very important that offensive lineman runs a 5 flat 40 or 4.8 40. I would say, wow, you know, that was amazing, 5 flat back in the day. 5 flat 40, yes, go get this guy. You don't care how tall he was just fast. But now they're putting certain standards, and ain't the very huge big guy. Those are wonderful guys to keep. And they will agree with me that bigger guys, that's why we keep this Wagner kid around, dude. You can't. They don't make 6'9", 340 guys anymore. You know, you just got to teach them footwork. You got to teach. It just takes longer for a project like that. I don't get mad about Wagner being on our team. I say, what is he doing there? But I know why they're hanging on to a dude like that, because they don't make them. They don't make them. And then if you could be a project on a pro team, that means they think highly of you, and then they're gonna make you what you can't be. That's why Tyrell Wilson gets always a shot on our team, because they don't make Tyree Wilsons. And I've seen that dude, and he's a big motherfucker. He's a big dude. He bigger than Max. He bigger than Wilkins. He bigger than Michael Mayer, and Michael Mayer is huge, and he's bigger than him. So I know why they keep him, even though his performance isn't cool, but I know why they keep him. But either way, see my boy Raider Nate. Young DB94, what up, Janty or Will Johnson, dude? You know me. Bro, you know who I'm taking. Much love, Nate. Always, man. Always talk good about you. What's my chat thing, bro? With my almost 25 people in your thing. Pick that up, man. Like the show. You like my game, just press the hit button. Don't give me those thumbs down, though. I don't know who does that, but I don't know how to look. I don't know how to look, but give me a thumbs up. If you like my game, if you like arguing, let's go. Let me hear you today. Taco Tuesday, man. You gotta bitch about something. You gotta bitch to make this day hurry up. You gotta get in a good mood when you eat taco. I never miss Tuesday. I've been doing Taco Tuesday for the last probably 5 years, every Tuesday. Because I've been losing weight. Like you eat tacos, you eat on a consistent basis, I haven't gained no weight. And they said that, protein with the taco meat, and if you get like a Rico taco, I'm not talking these big ass hard shell, bunch of grease and shit. I got to eat straight. I can't eat, but I just have one tortilla. I don't have the two little Rico. I can't have that's too much. But with all the cabbage and the pico de gallo and the meat, shit. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with about 5 of those little itty bitty ones? With some good rice? Can't wait. Bro. Hey, who's down with me? Here we go. John Studios. No other team interviewed O'Connell. That's the problem. McDaniel's ability to develop quarterbacks overinflated because he had Brady as his quarterback one. Yes, sir. But I that offensive mind that he has, even though it was with us, it didn't work for us. We went in right off the bat, and look at this is the way I feel about McDaniels. I feel that McDaniels is a good coach. He's a great offensive coordinator. He's one of the best. And the offense that he runs, and when he came to the Raiders, and this is just a real quick history review. When he came to the Raiders, I was so excited, not about McDaniels being the coach, because I thought, hey, he's going to come in after Denver and Indy and do good. But he ended up to be the same dude as far as relating with players. But his system and the way he did things, and this is, you got to think of it this way. If all you need is a good quarterback and a good offensive line, and then you had those people there that we didn't even know about, Wes Welker wouldn't be who he was. That other dude that's it wouldn't be who he was. All these, we had Randy Moss and shit like that, but that was one dude. Do we know the receivers? He made those receivers who they were, and that offense run to who they were. And then when he went to Tampa, got a bunch of talent. Look what happened. Look what he did. With great offensive mind, Bruce Arians. That's the reason why he went to Tampa Bay. Bruce Arians been an offensive genius forever. Even to Pittsburgh, you make Ben Roethlisberger good with the shit he ran. So he made Le'Veon Bell had the best seasons with Bruce Arians ever in his life. He was so patient the way he ran. I admire that. I wish my running backs would run like that. I wish every running back would run with patience the way Bell did. But see, his ability that was a Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady's he's gonna roll with AOC. He's gonna expect the AOC to get better every year because he was that guy. I remember saying the same thing about Tom Brady at Michigan. The fuck, when is this guy going to graduate? You know what I mean? But he went to college for 4 years. It was like Bo Nix. Bo Nix was at Auburn. I thought he was done already. I go, what the fuck, is this the same Nix at Oregon? He played 2 years at Oregon or something like that. And I was like, fuck, when is this guy good? I remember seeing him for 5 years at Auburn, and then he goes to Oregon and plays for another 2 years. Like it felt like it. I didn't know. But the AOC is not Tom Brady, maybe. But I know Tom Brady. I know that Aiden O'Connell sitting for a little bit with Chip Kelly. He ain't gonna be the quarterback that Chip Kelly wants, but maybe he can develop into that. The development of AOC, sitting, looking, watching, maybe might change the way the Raider Nation really, really feels about AOC, because I don't think he's such a good dude. He doesn't. We don't think he does no wrong, but when he does football wise, we don't get pissed at him. But we could get pissed at Minshew for eating boogers on the sideline. That's just kiddish. That's kiddish. I didn't give a fuck about that. I want him to. I quit throwing picks. That's what I was worried about. And then they put that shit all over the news, and people didn't like that. Yeah, I'm getting that shrimp. Who said that? Who knows I got a shrimp caught? Yeah, I got it yesterday, bro. Right before work. Right before I slammed it down. Right before. Jason Downs is back in the house. Rosetown, what's up, man? How you doing? Oh, when you got here we go, Jason Downs. We got a line. We give him the basketball and play 3-on-3. Yes, sir. Oh, here we go with John Studios with that crazy. You knew you planned that, bro, huh? You planned that. Membu or Genty at 6. We drastically, bro, need a running back. So I'm gonna have to go with Genty. Is it Genty? Genty. I want to say his name right because he's gonna be special. He's gonna be a pick, number 1 pick. So I gotta say his name right. Ashton Genty. That's what I'm hearing on TV. But Membu's there, man. I'm gonna be like, it's hard. It's hard. We need guards. We need tackles, and Membu's that guy. Tough motherfucker. Tough, mean dude. Mean little dude as far as offensive lineman is concerned. But he can move, and he doesn't give a shit how big you are. He's gonna hit you. That's my guy. I think Nate likes him too. But I would take Genty, dude. No problem. I wouldn't trade back for Genty. People are trying to move up to get this dude, and we're thinking that we could drop down and still get him. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. I hope it don't happen. We don't know. None of us have a crystal ball and say, hey, this is what we're gonna pick. We're gonna be. Tell me who's right. I could say, hey, Milroe gonna be a number 1 pick, and he will be, but if my team picked Milroe, I would be kind of pissed unless I had a badass quarterback. Like if I was Kansas City or something like that, or Buffalo, or Milroe ain't gonna push them guys to no day. He gonna sit and wait. Then I'll be cool with that. But I ain't picking a guy high to push Geno Smith and hope that he plays and Geno be unsuccessful because that ain't gonna happen because he makes $66.5 million guaranteed. This ain't no prove it deal for Geno Smith. Geno Smith don't have to prove shit. All he has to prove that he worth $66 million guaranteed. That's all he has to prove to me. And I think he'll do that. I'm confident. We got to be confident in our quarterback that we have, that we seen yesterday. We got to be confident. El Pastor or salad, it varies, bro. I like been eating a lot of chicken. I like fish tacos. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a salad or shredded beef or anything like that. I like shredded beef too. Shredded beef tacos. I just like chicken, bro, because if you get a taco and then you get like shredded beef, it's all juicy. That juice that they have in there, or pastor, you got the juice. That's what makes the flavorful. And you throw some lemon on it, and then it just breaks apart, man. It sits in the juice, and your taco breaks apart. But that's why I get a lot of chicken because it ain't all greasy and stuff. Fish, but I get a shrimp taco too. I get some birria with the pineapple in it. Birria. That's what I'm gonna get. Birria tacos. Who are birria today? What's up, Willie Wayne? What's going on, bro? Good to see you, J Dog. What's up, Willie Wayne? Money Chuck, what's up, go? Money Chuck got something to say, and then Steve DeLuna does. I'm gonna highlight you, Steve. Hold up. Sorry, Coach. I don't see anything special about Membo on film. His stock shot up from the combine 40-yard dash. The guy in other drafts would be late first round, early second. That's what I mean, though. But that's what I don't mean. Okay, that's your view. That's your view. But this is where I'm going with this, though, Money Chuck. What I said before is that the bigger guys that see, my intention is to play him at guard and not tackle. He's a tackle, or I'll take the Will Campbell guy. But the thing about Membo is he's a smaller guy, and he could do things that's trending toward. That's why he's rising up, because he's the way the NFL's gonna be, or what they're trying to do right now, is that they're getting these smaller, bigger, tighter guys. I don't want to say tight, but smaller guys to move and to get out there, because these bigger dudes, what I see them do now is just a kick step, and then they're out in the boundary with the defensive end. But these defensive ends are so quick nowadays, they just take a jab step outside, the tackle's beat, and then they go inside and the free reign to your quarterback. And then they're trying to get away from that. So there must be analytics involved, that these big 6'7", 6'8" tackles are getting beat a lot by speedy pass rushers, which is in the now in football, that we need to get smaller, faster, quicker feet, things like that. But if you're 6'8", 340, if you got ballerina classes, or do yoga, or you do hip hop dancing or whatever, then you'll be good at that tackle. That's what they do. That's what offensive linemen do, man. They do footwork movement. They do shit like that. Do stabs and things like. Seen it. They're doing things to be these bigger guys. They're developing these bigger guys to do shit that smaller guys can do. You see what I mean? And then that's what they're trying to do. That's why Mimbo's stock is rising, because he's the future of the NFL. In a nutshell, bro. In a nutshell. You're still going to have your big guys. Mimbo Gentle is all good for me. That's what Pete likes. Yeah. He likes. He's getting into. I don't know if he's going to like Mimbo. I haven't heard who he likes. He's not going to say. Milroe got invited to draft in Green Bay and accepted. Where all the parents tell their kid not to go and avoid the embarrassment. I know that if he got invited, he must be. It might be bad. I wouldn't do. If I was the number. If I was just guaranteed the number one pick or top 5, I would go. But if I had problems, if I had a history of injury problems, if I did shit in college or high school that wasn't good, some sexual stuff, or getting jacked up and getting caught, or driving under influence, or things, I had any questions as far as the laws goes, I wouldn't go to that shit, because something could happen. You're gonna be there like the dude from Texas A&M. What was his name? Johnny Football. That nickname was bullshit, but he was bad though in college. He tearing up Alabama. I remember his fool. And I respected that he went to the combine wearing pads. James Football, what's up, man? Salute, Gravy. SoCal Sal, always, bro. Good to see you. See, we pumped it up, man. We almost 40 deep in here. What's up? SoCal Sal, Raider Pete, what's up? James Furpole said Manziel. You remember Johnny Manziel, man, in college? He was blowing motherfuckers up, all drunk. He was doing that shit, hungover, drunk. What happened to the dude, man? What happened to the guy? Was he in Canada? He got kicked out of Canada too, didn't he? Trump got to put a tariff on Manziel. I think he changed his life, though. I seen him in an interview that he's sober now, or trying to be. But there was a lot of bad videos about this dude jacked up. I seen him, but I liked him. He got coming out, and I know why he fell, because the way his life was. He wasn't a good dude out there at bars. He'd get fights and knew who he was and all that. As Money Chuck said, he went to rehab. Here we go. Jordan Meredith at 300 pounds. Parham is 301 pounds. Putnam, 301 pounds. Dylan, 285. 2 million linemen are 300 pounds, getting pushed in on Sundays. Have to prioritize O-line in 2 weeks. Yeah, we do. I'm not saying that Membo, I don't know how big Membo is, but he can move. And then when you expect these guys to move, I'm not gonna really worry about the way. You gotta make a dedication if you're gonna be a zone team, or if you're gonna run zone every play that you have, then you got a pretty good offense. Because power running a pro set, power as far as offensive line scheme, they move around, they pull, they do different things, and with your power. And then they say every scheme is mostly your linemen moving because they have to, because these guys are so strong now defensively and fast that you have to have them moving. You got to get the leverage and the upper hand on them, because if you go one-on-one with them, that's just a 50-50 chance that you guys would win. Who's better in the weight room? And it goes both ways. Some of these defensive guys are squatting 600 pounds. Some of these offensive linemen can't do that. Yeah, SoCal, you had a big time alcohol, bro. He worse than me. Manziel probably found God, chain smokes, and drinks tons of coffee. Yeah, probably. I don't know if he's playing, though, but he was a damn good college football player, I'll tell you that. He's putting the smack on Nick Saban. As YCO says, I think all who are doing the draft should do all the workouts in full pads. How it is now is like the Pro Bowl. It sucks, and not how they play gear up and run a 40 routes, catch balls. It's real watered down, man. They don't show up. They go, oh, I'm showing up here just to represent myself. What I say, bro, is I say that, hey, they know all about you already. It ain't no secret. They've been checking you out. It's always a thing to where they know about you. They know what you did since you was in high school, or probably before that. They know what your mom did. They know what they got private investigator companies to look and see what you did. They got like federal shit, federal agents, or they used to be. The NFL does that. I know they do. So they know all about you. It ain't like, oh, I'm here to talk. Yeah, you can meet a general manager that just got hired and he don't know much about you, but the scouts do. The scouts have been watching you for years, and the information people at teams, they've been watching you for years, bro. Raider P, what's up? When Graydon worked at ESPN, he was rooting for us to pick Johnny Phony Money Manziel. What a joke and evaluator Chuck is. He liked him because he made plays, bro. He was looking at him, and that'll catch my eye quick. But people seeing the way he was, and that's why we didn't even pick him. I don't know. I think we had Derek Carr in, but we weren't touching the quarterback with Derek Carr. We weren't touching the quarterback. We just got a little free agent backup. He was never threatened his job. Ever. See, what if Derek Carr was messing up the way he did and we had AOC? Would we be wanting AOC in? How come every freaking podcast I have, I got to bring up that dude? And I don't even love him. Or am I in love with him? Am I a fucking Kardashian? My bad. What up, Gravy? I was always fucking quick. Yeah, no, you're bad for what, bro? Nah. It ain't like that. That's why you have game film. They may fight for what? What did I say about the game film? You have game film for Manziel, yes. You've seen what Manziel did. But once you started the qualities of him, or that's what you mean, the qualities of him, the type of duty. Well, people knew that he had that problem, but you always think he's a good quarterback. He can solve that. We can fix him. Every coach thinks that they can fix somebody, and I understand that because I've thought it before. This dude's a dick. I'm gonna do like my skills on him and see if it works. But some of these guys don't listen. They don't want to, and then they're just stuck in that way where later on in their lives they'll realize that I didn't treat people right. I did that. I realized you're not really a good dude. So why don't you quit? Everybody's talking behind your back and calling you an asshole and don't want to be around you. Don't you notice that? it just changed my life. As soon as I started having kids, I was just being dumb and young, man. People just need to let them do that sometimes. If they fight you with it, let them do it. And then, God forbid, they call you from jail. Then you see what happens to you when you act stupid like that. Then they'll get the wind of it themselves. Nowadays, that's how you got to learn. Instead of just saying, "Hey, little man, don't put that fork inside that electric outlet. Don't do that." Okay, and then we sit there wait and see for us to get shot, right? Now, the kids will just, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And they, no matter how much, they could see a person get electrocuted and they still would do it. That's the way the kids are nowadays. That being little back then was just exploring and seeing what will happen. And then you learn your lesson. Now they don't learn their lesson. They keep shocking themselves. They keep doing it and doing it and doing it. They like it. Yeah, I like it. It's fun. You do it again. Like being locked up. I did it. Brother Pete. MA5. Car never had a fire under his ass. Walking in there, go don't flip out. Yep. He never did. If we think Mariota was the one, come on, bro. Brother Pete again. Underwear Olympics film background checks. It has to happen when investing millions in one person. Yeah. So look, check this out, bro. We invested $66.5 million in this quarterback. You think we're gonna give him not an opportunity to? And this might be a different subject, Pete, but this is what I mean. This is what I'm going to talk about now. I know I don't want to see offensive linemen with their balls flapping around running a 40. I know what they're gonna run. They're all. So you got an athlete there or something like that, but I'm not gonna sit there and watch. I'm not gonna sit there and watch that. I watch their little cone drills, but they're slipping aside and all over the place. But I like that as far as the quarterbacks are concerned, right? For you, Shedeur Sanders pick at 6, or get a quarterback at 6, get Jackson Dart at 6. For that, they're not putting it. Jackson Dart did it. And that's why I moved up Jackson Dart in my list as being better than Shedeur Sanders, because he did it. I'm unserviceable. I can't look at game tape with you being sacked and running for your life and making good plays. But but we not quarterbacks. We not Ascendenti for not playing good competition, and the people that you beat weren't good competition either. There's teams from the Mountain West that could beat teams that the Big 10 or Big 12 that Colorado's in. There's teams from the Mountain West that could beat those teams. They do it all the time. Fresno State have beat plenty of those teams. And so has Boise. Boise has a real good reputation, but they're in the tournament. What the fuck? They got beat, but damn. Give the dude a little credit. There we go. My boy ACL right here. That's what I say ACL. We don't disrespect you. I normally start off with this always fucking quiz. I just had to talk about the pre-draft. I hate it. And in the Pro Bowl for a waste of time. Me film talks, Yeah, I do know that. Tape will do that. And then look and do this. Guys, do me a favor. Look at Aston Genty's tape. Look at his games. Don't look at his highlight tape, because if you look at his highlight tape, you're just going to see Anthony Genty in his best. You look at tape. You look at him against Oregon. Look at him against Utah State. You can look at him against Penn State when he played a good defense, and he got shut down, but I think he had 100 yards. I'm wondering how many times did Penn State get a 100-yard guy? That'll be a good question to ask. How many did Penn State defense allow a 100-yard rusher? Green tea. That's the best for you. Keeps your ticker ticking and your love muscle rolling. That's the way it is. Money Chuck said, LOL. Gravy. What's up? D Most. What's going on, bro? MA5. Here we go. MA5 said, I like the interviews. I want to know these guys beyond the tape. Yeah. But you ain't gonna know about the interviews. You ain't gonna know what was said, what was brought up. But you can tell if they're out on TV. You know, as a Jets, he seems like he's a smart, good guy, man. He's ready to go. You know, but we don't have no, dude has confidence in his eye, but he ain't showing it. He's just like, let's go. I don't care what team picks me. I don't care what, and that's the normal thing to say when you're a top draft pick. I don't care what team picks me. I'm ready to go. But deep in their mind, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna go to the Giants. I'm gonna go to Cleveland. Fuck. You know, Chubb got hurt over there, and this and that. And the reason why Chubb is the way he is right now with his busted up leg is because Cleveland. All them quarterbacks that play for Cleveland and they're better now is because of Cleveland. In the back of my mind, I hope Shedeur Sanders goes there. We'll see how good Shedeur Sanders is. Play like this, man. Jaden Daniels, the Washington Redskins picked second, right? They weren't good. And that was Dan Quinn's, I think. Was it his first? That was his first year as a coach there. Just that alone changed everything. And the offensive coordinator. Him with what's his name is that work, dude. And you go from a second round draft pick with no trades or nothing. You deserve that second pick in the draft. And they're in the NFC Championship game. That's wonderful. I would love that, man. I'll be lighting fires and shit for that. It'll be 4th of July and fucking April. I mean, during Super Bowl, and fucking my quarterback went to the AFC Championship game in 1 year when we picked second in the draft. But we're constantly 6, 7, 5. We were 1 and a little bit ago. They all the way down. Shoot, I was 13th was good. We went from 13th to 6th. 4 wins. We went from a playoff team to junk. If we want to blame McDaniels, yeah, that could have been the biggest part of it. Steve DeLuna, what's up, bud? Tim Johnson, linebacker Marcel Weed, both said Raiders need to draft trenches. I'm with you. We could draft trenches. And I know what you're talking about, that we need to do that. A linebacker and a fullback would say that. You know, Tim Johnson's a linebacker. Marcel Reese was a fullback, running back. And he was a tight end, but he was a damn good tight end. But I think that is what them type guys will say. But I'm pretty sure Marcel Reese said, hey, you got that you semi got good players on your offensive line with pretty solid backups. And then we don't have any running backs. Tell me what running backs we have. And if you put the names that I think you're going to put, not you, Steve, but who everybody else is confident that I'm seeing, these motherfuckers are going up there saying, we got Luby and Cyril McCormick. And you think I'm happy about that? Hell nah, I'm not happy about that, bro. Hell, forever, nah. I'm not hoping and wishing that my running game gets better just with 2 undrafted rookies or 7th round pick and a fucking undrafted guy that gets hurt all the time and a guy that fumbles. What positivity you say that? Get the best running back in the draft. Shit, fucking Detroit did it and Atlanta did it. And look at these dudes rushing all over the goddamn place. Why can't we do it? And they're 1st round picks. Look at these teams that are balling out. You know, Atlanta, they're all right. They're better than us. And we got Gibbs over there at Detroit with them 2 running backs. They're in the AFC playoff high. And then Saquon, he won the Super Bowl. A drastic change, man, from what they had. they got from the Giants, and next thing you know, boom, they're winning the Super Bowl. Amazing. J.A., what's up, man? LSU puts out amazing quarterback and wide receiver later. Yeah, they do. They always been. SoCal Sal, my boy. We got Clarence out. Running backs, yes, we do. You think Janty will be that? You think Janty will do something with that, bro? They said both reps. There's plenty. I'm hearing that a lot, bro. That in the middle rounds you could get a running back, but all those running backs better than Austin Janty. Why is Austin Janty the third best player in the draft? Because he's freaking good, and if you have an opportunity to pick him, why don't you? That'd be the best player available, don't you think? So we're gonna drop down, get more picks. Then the quality of player you're gonna get might be of good value. But is it going to be a player that you need? Why not get the best player out there? That's our problem. That's our problem. I give Telesco credit. No matter the free agent moves and his budget or whatever the fuck he spent, he spent money on Wilkins. We ain't even got a whiff of that. We spent money on Max. And then now Geno. That's it. That makes our team better, but we already had Max. So let's go out there and pull fucking Wilkins. And how good is Wilkins? We haven't seen that yet. He has a grip of games last year. Did he make a difference? We were last at stopping the run. Did he make a difference? He got hurt. That's his excuse. The trenches are always going to be a main factor, bro, as far as I'm concerned, too. But Abdullah and Mostert are both serviceable, but neither is the bell cow. Serviceable, we don't even have Abdullah. Abdullah's a free agent, Frank. Frank Weber, thank you for coming to the show. Mostert is a little nicked up, and he's older. They got a rookie to replace him. That rookie got hurt. Mostert stepped up to the plate. I don't have a problem with Mostert being there. He's going to change of pace. But him and Janty together, just imagine that we already in the know right now with what Detroit's doing with two quality backs. We need a running game. And yes, it involves the trenches, but I think we're pretty much all right there. We just add to it. We pick Membo or we pick Campbell, I'm fine with that. I'm good with that at 6. But just dropping down to make the cost of the player and get another player at later rounds is not aggressive to me. That's not aggressive. Dropping down is not aggressive. Dropping down is less quality player, and we need a running back, so let's get the best one. Let's don't get the 5th best one that's valuable in the 4th, 3rd round. Let's get the guy that's a number 1 guy. Steve DeLuna said, if Pete Carroll picks Janty, I'm happy. And then would you think Pete Carroll's a type guy to say no to a top 3 draft player running back? Look, just think of how our coach is. Or he might be one of those. We could get one of the guys. This is an important position we need. If we get to tackle, I'm fine with that. We need to drop down, right? And we have the opportunity to get the best tackle, the best running back, or the best defensive lineman that's in this draft. Then if we don't do that and we drop back because we think we can get these guys later, I'm not with that. Get them. And mess around in the 2nd round. Do that shit in the 2nd round. Instead of trading back for 2 good players. Yep, J.A.'s right. He must be a Janty guy. Hey, right. I'll take quality over quantity. Yes, that's what he do. That's the way the NFL do. Like if you're in such a bad position, now our defense is not in a bad position. Even if we lost guys, I'm not with the linebackers right now, but we could get better instantly if we pick a guy in the draft. These linebackers are mid, from 12 down, then I would expect us to get a linebacker, or a 2nd round guy. But we have to do that. The players we need linebackers and we need running back. and we always can get offensive linemen are we got a third round tackle that's a first round talent. To me, I like Glaze. Glaze is developing on the flow. That's even better. The offensive, because they use the excuse we didn't have a running game because we didn't have an offensive line, and then the offensive line gets a lot of pushback because if your team isn't successful and your quarterbacks aren't successful, the first thing to do is not blame the quarterback because he's probably a big name and he's playing like shit. And usually the fan base is either bitching or loves the quarterback. And then all those big dudes up front, they'll take the credit. And you never hear an offensive lineman say, fuck that. It ain't our fault. This dude ain't worth a fuck. You never hear a lineman say that. Fans say that. And there's a bunch of us that say we didn't have an offensive line. Yes, our offensive line wasn't up to par. Offensive line, but our offensive line didn't lose us games. But one game, I seen our center hike the ball when he wasn't supposed to. I'm ready for Torta Wednesdays. Torta Thursday, I think. Oh, yeah, it's Torta Wednesdays now because we don't do shows on Thursdays. But it's that comeback. That's a comeback. That's for certain reasons. That's the best time we could get together. Got to be gentle unless somehow Hunter's there in any way, shape, or form. I'm picking him. You got to be a crazy person not to pick Travis Hunter. What's up, Robert Pena? Tom De Leon. What's up? I'm with you. I'm with you on that, Genty. Jay, Colton Miller will be full strength and ready to ball. I have that same feeling. Jay, I have that exact same feeling because when we first started last season, my expectations for Colton Miller. Colton Miller is a damn good tackle, and no matter what we say, we're so quick to say he sucks and this and that. The word "suck" should be added to the Raider dictionary, the first word, because we're so quick to say ass, suck. We were saying get rid of Colton Miller because he's ass. You know, he's playing like ass, but he ain't ass. It's a Pro Bowl tackle, bro. And we can say, oh, one Pro Bowl. He got recognized for being one of the best tackles ever in the league. And we have one of those. Some teams don't have none. J-Dog. But the thing is, the offensive line is cool. We don't need to stress really on that. You know, let them get together. We were switching guys around. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing until Philbin got there. And offensive line played better. Sincere McCormick didn't get those yards or bombs out. Our running game started stepping up a little bit. But we still were 32 because the whole season we didn't do shit. Except for like 4 games where Sincere got the ball. And he barely got 100 yards. And he got hurt. And then where'd all that running game go? Lamar Jackson is such a clown. To sue Dale Earnhardt, Junior trademark number 8, bro, is delusional. Yeah, number 8 is fucking Earnhardt, bro. Suing Earnhardt for that. Miller was hurt almost all of last year, and he was still playing, missed some, but toughness was there. Yeah, you know, you get shoulder problems, man. It's tough to ball out, especially if you're a tackle. I expect a different season from Colton Miller. He's healthy. Last year, he came in hurt, and he had just fresh off a shoulder surgery, dude. And he has to bang on that in OTAs or whatever. They kept him out of that. Preseason, they kept him out. He got a slow start. And then we expected the same Colton Miller. And I don't understand why. But it shouldn't have been that way. Dude should have just sat and waited. And when he waited and got healthier, probably got good rehab or something like that. And he came in the last stretch of games, played great. What's up, Frank, man? How you doing? Frank Weber. I got to be honest. I wasn't so keen on Genty at first. But the more I see, the more I like the kid. Watch him more. You'll be amazed. Now watch his breaking loose revolution that he does. His footwork. Look at his feet, Frank. You know how to do that. You know how to look at a running back. Look at his feet. and see his shakes, man. And then that's like NFL stuff. It doesn't matter if it's against Colorado State or whoever. It doesn't matter he's doing that, and that's you can't teach that. You can teach it. You can do drills with it, but footwork is he works on that probably every minute. He's doing something. He probably walking through class just doing footwork, doing this, shaking, keeping his feet closest to the ground because that's in now. I've explained it before that when a running back when you look at a running back, it's just like sprinters. The explosion that you get when you get on your get off, however, how fast you hear that gun go off and velocity and get off that you have right there. Those you look at slow mo, those feet that sprinters have barely get off the ground when they run. They're almost touching their toes, dragging their toes on the ground when they start off like that, or they run like that. And then they get into their groove and then they go to their natural running position. But they're not playing football. Okay, that's sprinting. These guys, the explosion and the velocity that Jeanty has when he does his cuts or he does his move, his spin moves, his running through the shoulder when he gets small and he has his shoulder square, and then he hits you, and then he would turn. His feet are barely this much off the ground, even when he does his spin, and then he puts his toe on the ground and it explodes like that, just like he's going off the blocks in track. And no matter what position he's in, he just has explosion, and that breaks tackles. They have drills like that. The pop hip drill that I do is that you get one cone, another cone, and you just go shift back to back, and then you do like a Z all the way 20 yards, and then you stay low, keep your feet moving close to the ground. You don't high knee it. What's up, Rafa? Rafa in the house. My opinion. Good afternoon, my man. How you doing? The thoughts are the same as you're needed to heal, but love and toughness is the same. As Max, that kind of toughness is hard to find nowadays. And many soft players, not all, but too many. It's very hard to find your real down-to-earth football player nowadays, bro. They talk too much. They think of themselves too much. They're getting paid for what they do in college. That's going to really fuck up the NFL, to me. It's already messing up the college football. Whatever your college team is, the college teams with the most money, those guys are going to get the players because every player now is wanting to get paid for what they do. And so you might get surprises in college football, like Boise and Arizona State and teams like that. But as soon as a player pops, like at Arizona State, if Scatterbo was a junior, right, he probably would have been playing for the team that beat him in the tournament the next year because he could just jump in that portal, and if he's getting $300,000 at Arizona State, Ohio State comes up and says, "Hey, bro, I'll give you $1 million. You come over here." And he's gone. He's gone. It's the same way in basketball, same way in baseball, same way. Teams like Fresno State. Anybody but that plays with Devontae Adams or Derek Carr would have been at Fresno State, and they had the portal and all this NIL shit. They wouldn't have played at Fresno State the next year. We wouldn't have seen Derek Carr. Derek Carr would have been a graduate from Fresno State. Neither would Devontae Adams. We know that. The money being thrown to these guys. We know fucking Arch Manning is a sophomore and played 2 games this year, and he's getting paid more than anybody in a fucking college football. He only played 2 games. Couldn't even beat out Quinn Ewers. And he's supposed to be so freaking tight. Raider fans are saying, let's not get a quarterback right now. Just wait for Arch Manning. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe that? The NIL, I think it has already diminished college football already. And we're going to feel the quality of players that we're going to have as far as a college is concerned. Looking for his football coordination, body control is acceptable. His vision is great too. His vision is great too. I coach it, Frank, and where you sound look like you've been through that a little bit, or you've been investigating it, and his footwork coordination and body control is one of the basics of being a good running back. Your body you have to be in control with your body, and the way you do that is with your core and your legs. Wherever your legs go, you're gonna go. So it's gonna you keep them closer to the ground, then you're gonna be quicker. You're gonna be faster. You'll be able to move better. You have your feet high, your legs high, and that's your running style. You got to change that because that don't work no more. The more distance you get was better, but you're opening your body to get hit. The injuries are there. The more shiftier you are, the more quicker you are. Now is better because when you're in tight space, which defenses want to put you in nowadays, they design defenses to put you in little spaces, then you could get out of that. And then that's why those type running backs are better. And then that is exactly the way the NFL is, with the speed of the game, the speed of linebackers, the speed of defensive tackles, is that the tackles are already halfway in the backfield by the time you even get the football nowadays. So you got to do that step quick. It's like being out the blocks. So that's why I like the comparison with the starting blocks and with track people and running backs in their stats ready for the play. It's good that you know the play and where you're going. Sometimes you have to make a decision, and you got to be able to do that on the quick. 805, what's up, man? How you doing? Seen your message the low last night. Can't wait to see you up there at Bakersfield, bro. Can't wait to see you. I'm gonna get with Lorenzo tomorrow. He's gonna be on our show tomorrow. So if you want to get on the chat and ask him some questions, maybe we could do that. What's up? And I know you have some conversation with Lo. Get with him, man. Maybe we could be by each other. I know you're going with Leo. And we'll check that out, man. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to meet you, bro. Talk ball with you. We're gonna do that. I heard you're going with Severe too. That's good. Good to chat with that dude. Great guy. I met him. I love watching probably Genty run like water fluid motions, and I've heard people say it's too short, but I like running around 5'10". Means that your pad level is already low, and he also runs with power. He runs with power. I don't give a shit how big he is. It's just the guys in that division who he played against big guys. Played against Abdul Carter, I believe. Was it Penn State that they played against? Played against Penn State. Played against Abdul Carter. I don't know if Abdul Carter was hurt, but I'm pretty sure he played in the game. But the obvious plan playing against Boise was to shut Genty down. I don't think he got under 100 yards in one game. That's impressive. Dude had 26. I'm not going to say his stats again. Just look at his stats. Look at his games. And you're going to see some amazing shit that running backs don't do. Okay? And you tell me, give me a reason why this guy can't be number 6. They should get some money. Not only college should pocket that money. They get some money if they're good. Not if you think you're good. Have these teams fight for you. But I think some of these kids are overpaid. You can be good in college and make a grip of dough, bro, but doesn't mean that you're going to be a good pro where the real big money's at. You want to get this little $2 million fucking college money. These dudes are talking about $61 million, $55 million of your quarterback a year, guaranteed. You want to play with that? Or you'll take your little $2 million and just shut the fuck up. Play for Texas or something like that. That's fine and dandy with me. But if you're selling jerseys and you're making shit happen in college, right? Just like in basketball, man. I heard a guy from Arizona State went to Villanova and something, and he averages 5 points a game, 3 rebounds. What the fuck are you giving him? How much is he getting for just 5 points? Then he's a senior. He's gonna be a senior. And what? How good is that? I don't know. That's just me. But if you're balling out in college, just stay there, man. Ask them or something. We give me some more money over here. But it just shows like the money knowledge of these kids is not right. No one's showing them, hey, unless you go to one of these good schools. You ain't seeing no one from Stanford being put in the fucking portal. You know, you don't see guys from, I don't see highlights of Notre Dame losing people to the portal. I don't see people from Vanderbilt or Wake Forest or BYU or Utah. I don't see people like that getting in the portal because their intention is not to play pro shit. Their intention, they'll take that money, but they're going to take that money to put them through lawyer school or doctor school with shit like that. Be politicians, make this country white. The leaders of our country are in those schools right there, them Ivy schools. Their intention isn't to play football. Pay them dudes. They're to make a shitload of money, not like football player money, but you're blessed with a talent, deserve it, not because you're badass in college. Do it in the pros. They make it so easy to make money now, and you're getting a free education to be somebody. What if you get hurt in college? They're gonna drop your NIL contract like that. Say, we don't need you no more. Your NIL money ain't going nowhere, but we'll pay your way through school. That's easy. It's easy. It's just a booster. Hey, we need to take care of this kid. There it is. I know that happens. Gravy and all the Raider Nation, have a blessed day. I got things to do. I'll catch y'all later. And as always, fuck the keys, fuck the queens, fuck the queens. Thank you, bro. Still ain't got you. I don't want to disrespect your name, but I got you up there. You know who you're talking about. You have a wonderful day yourself, man. Thanks for being here with me. Real Talk Raider Nation saying what's I seen you had a question too, bro. There you go. Gravy, defense going to be good linking up in Vegas. Definitely going to be good linking up in Vegas for the event. About time we all link up and chop it up about football. Looking forward to it. Me too, bro. Me too. I don't know. We got to get with Lorenzo. He's going to be on the show. You want to ask some questions or you know it all. We got to get the power going. We're going to take a little generator up there, take plenty of water. I don't know where you stay at, but it gets a little hot up here in the valley. Like, not really in the valley, but Bakersfield's hot. I don't know about that time, though. They getting there. It'll be in the 90s. It's getting there. SoCal. And a better chance to be drafted in Bama, yeah. You go to Bama, you're gonna get paid. What up, Jers? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Thank you for being here this morning. Got some good folks in here, man. Got 805, my opinion, always. Real Talk Raider Nation. Who else is in here always that roll with me? Where Mike Guerrero at? Where my boy Mike Guerrero? He mad at me or something? Or has he been in here? I didn't see him. Where my boy at? Full Chris. There we go, right here. Look. Gino, Bowers, Myers, JPJ, Genty, Glaze, Colton, Meredith, Tucker, Mayer. Damn, that would be a crazy offense. It would be. There's some people I would change. Who's our other? Oh, you go Tucker as our other two. I don't think Tucker's anywhere near that. I think Tucker's a 3-4. You know, I think he's a 3-4. Fast guy, but I got a little question about me saying, hey, let's go get Tyreek Hill, and we got brought up with he did some domestic stuff, but I think it was with his kids, but to me that's not domestic, that's abuse of a child. But you the way I was raised was totally different. I wasn't defending him. I wasn't defending Tyreek Hill for what he did. But I used to get my ass kicked when I was a kid, and I don't remember me complaining. I don't remember no one bitching about it. My dad didn't lose his job over it. I did something wrong. I got my ass kicked. Maybe he broke his arm on accident. But we don't know the full story. We're just hearing shit. But the NFL didn't do anything to him. But we have a policy of that. I would understand it, but maybe that's why we don't have players the way we do. We know we can say we got decent players, but doesn't okay. You don't beat your kids or slap your wife around, but you mess up on her. You know, and when you're on away games, you got your little side bitch over there. Is that cool? Which probably 90% of the NFL do. They got side bitches everywhere. They got their groupies. And probably, you know what? NFL wires know that. It ain't no secret. So does that make you a better man than being on TV and it's hitting her? It's bad. I don't condone it, but you know, the dude did nothing happen to the guy in the NFL. He didn't get suspended, and he probably got charged by a DA that doesn't have anything to do, and he's a highlight player. He's going to be in the news. It's going to make that DA be on TV and all this shit. They're the same way. They got to make their county and their city. They need to make them blossom. They need to talk about we're here. We're gonna make this. We're gonna bring the news to my spot. That's what DAs are. I don't know why I got so much knowledge of DAs over. You tell me. How come I don't like DAs? District attorneys. That's what I mean. His last name Manning. That's why. Yep. We're all of the Mannings. Damn, I'm way down in the chat. And we're talking about that. Oh, I'm on. I moved up a little bit. Oh, okay. Arnie, what up, man? How you doing, bro? Hey, what's up there, Big Jeff? What's going on, man? How you doing? Good afternoon, sir, where you're at. Good afternoon. Just got up. That's great, man. Got some good sleep? I hope so. Mike making donuts, gravy. Yeah. He making donuts. That's cool. Tell him to email me one. Here goes Arnie with the question. Arnie got a question. Who in the later round best fits our quarterback in waiting, in your opinion? I'm thinking about that too, Arnie. I'm thinking about that too now because I don't want to do this. As high as I think Jackson Dart is going to be, if he's there late rounds in the first, I will give him my second and a later pick to go get him. I would. I did an evaluation a couple of nights ago of the three guys that are talked about the most. And I looked at games. I looked at I couldn't see the two other number one guys in the combine. I looked at some plays in the combine. I seen Jackson Dart in the combine. I'd seen him twice, and I seen pro day of Shedeur Sanders, which I wasn't impressed with, and I seen Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart got busy, and he had to. He has to, and that's why you see Jackson Dart moving up. And you hear Shedeur Sanders dropping down. It ain't because Shedeur Sanders is this and that. They're starting to realize the way Shedeur Sanders is mid quarterback in college football. Cam is getting all the accolades because he's shutting up. And he had a damn good pro day. You know? And that's what I think. But I think Jackson Dart, if he's there, okay, and I don't want to lose a second. Or if Jackson Dart is there in the second round, pick him. Then after that, we got to get linebacker, corner. We got a lot to do. But we got 9 picks. And we in a situation where we drop down a little bit and get a second and third or whatever. Because I don't want to get one extra pick if we drop down 3 spots. Fuck no, that's 2 picks. For me, second and the fourth or something like that. Get another fourth. You can always move up. I don't want to move back. I want to move forward. I want to stay where I'm at or be down and then move back up ahead of what we're picking at. If we're gonna get picks, don't get lower to get a lower productive player, because that's what happens in the dudes fall because they're scouted as not being a good player. We might get a Brock Bowers or something like that. But the reason why Brock Bowers failed because the team that was supposed to get him, which was who I mocked and everybody else mocked, was the Chargers. That was perfect for them. That offensive lineman all fell to them, so they on their board they had all probably better than Bowers, and Bowers they didn't need tight ends. But all of them made a mistake because they bet you they wish they had that shit. And we got them, and it benefited us. And then we got JPJ in the second round. JPJ fell because he had injury problems. He had injury problems when he fell to us, and we picked him. Great pick. Glaze, we didn't even know who he was. But I always said that there was a reason why we picked him. Somebody thought, or a lot of people thought, this guy's gonna be. They seen what he was, and mind you, Patrick Graham, I believe, wasn't he at the? Was Patrick Graham at the Senior Bowl team or whatever? Or was that the year before? Now I'm caught up in the chat. If I didn't get your question, I'm going to try to. Raider Gabe in the house, my boy. What's up? What's up, Raider Gabe? He says salute to the chat. My opinion, we don't want Dart for real. I don't think we need to go that way, but the question was, if there was a quarterback there, what would you do? And I know Dart ain't going to last past the first round. Everybody's going to be right about Jackson Dart being in the first round. And they're going to have a bunch of people saying, I told you. And you're okay, you're right. But I don't need to hear it for fucking 6 months. I'm saying that Jackson Dart's probably going to be a first round pick, but I'm not going to pick him fucking third, like people are saying, or fifth, or fucking 10th. He'll be at the bottom of the first round. He has first round quality, but needs a lot of work. My boy Gabe, what's up, man? Arnie had a question. He said Dart will go to 7th, 9th pick, and not the Browns, Giants top in the second round. Yeah, you might be around there. You know, I don't know about 7. Can be, but they got Fields there. He signed for 2 years, didn't he? Yeah. Exactly. Sander was not impressive. I just see him being okay in the NFL, not worth the number 6 pick. He would have been a 6th round pick if we didn't get Geno, bro. And he might get picked high. You know what? Pittsburgh got to do something. Dylan Gabriel, he's only 5'11", left-handed. Take him off the board. Probably just need to take Will Howard with one of the 6 pick rounds. If they pick him 6, I'll be happy with that too, John Studios. I'll be happy with him there. Because he get development, and if he's not good, get another guy the next year. You know, get something. You got to get in the repetition of always getting the quarterback in the later rounds, and one of these guys are going to pop. They have to. They have to pop. And then if not, they got good tape in the preseason, and then you can break off them and give them to somebody else. But it's always bait. You always got to have a bunch of bait in your tackle box, man. We don't have that. We just got a bunch of ballers, but we ain't got nobody to back them up. And we felt that with the defense. We felt that with defense. I love the way that those young guys played. I didn't even know some of these fools' names, and they were out there balling. Won 2 games straight without Max, without JB, DCAM over there getting burnt, learning. If there's no way you're going to make the playoffs, and you started out the way, but you go on a 9-game, 10-game stretch of losing, you ain't going to the playoffs, dude. I don't want to be in the playoffs. Like, if I was Pittsburgh, I wouldn't have been confident losing 5 games in a row. It was bound to happen that you get smacked in the playoffs like you did. It was bound to happen. I wasn't surprised. Joel McCord, Millward, Euros, Leonard, Howard in the later round. What is the ranking of each one? I'll take Millwall first, yours second. I like Leonard, McCord, Show. I think Howard's will be in last. He has a lot to work on, bro. All those dudes got a lot. You know, the Milrow is the most talented, but I think Gabriel's good too. Gabriel's good, but lefty, you really got to do a lot of things to your offensive line to have Dylan Gabriel on your team. Going from right to left to a lefty, that means your right guard is your back, your strongest defenseman, and I don't think Colton Miller would do that or Glaze is ready for that yet. Can be. But that adjustment, that's a team adjustment, bro. That's a philosophy adjustment. And I'm sure he knows how to do it, but that's a lot. They got to tell my daughter about it. So I was always a routine right there. When my daughter leaves, I got like about a little bit of time left before I roll. My daughter hits the school. That's it. Time to roll. Only Sanders. That's who you want. You want Sanders there, in my opinion? I know you do. Pro Scouts. Here we go. Pro Scouts for Raiders at the Senior Bowl came back raving about Delmar Glaze at the Senior Bowl. Patrick Graham, head coach, the 1 year before 23. Oh, so he was in 2023. But we got a couple of dudes that he coached, though, right? I remember that. I misspoke. But they had scouts there at 2024. Yeah, Glaze was a rookie. So they had scouts there, and they were impressed with that about Delmar Glaze. That's a story that I heard. He was the worst defensive lineman that was there for a couple of days. And then he ended up being the best. Just had a lot of fire up their ass, man. That's it. You got to make the offensive line confident. And I'll bring up Nate again. Nate always says that, offensive line with confidence. I see it. I know it. If the running back gives the offensive line some confidence that they're doing good work, running back don't do that shit by himself. He does it after contact, yes, but to get there, to get positive yardage, that offensive line has to do the work. First, they got to open up that shit. They got to do their job before the running back can do anything. If not, running back ain't going to get shit. And I don't care how you cut back or what you do, you can say that Barry Sanders, as we bring him up all the time, we 2.0, we make the mistake in giving people 2.0s of Barry Sanders, which I think is very disrespectful and fucked up that we get rookies in there and say, oh, 2.0 with this guy, 2.0 with that guy. That's fucked up. I don't do that. Those are legends in the game, and we 2.0 with some bitch-ass college quarterback from New Hampshire. We were saying this dude was McCaffrey 2.0 bullshit. I didn't believe that from the get-go. Just to say that is you belong on the little bus. Or you should get back on it and put your seatbelt on because that's dumb saying. Need to go defense at 6. I wouldn't mind that either. Took your soul or soul. How you doing, buddy? Wait, good to see you again. Trade back a few picks. You with that? I don't want to do that, bro. I want to get the player that's supposed to be there at 6. If Janty's there, pick him. We have a problem at running back, bro. A big problem. And I don't want to go back down and get a lesser player. Somebody's going to get Genty. If he balls out, it's going to be a mistake. We'll be talking about it for fucking years. That's going to be a mistake. And we've been taking those risks of getting high players. Fuck, who cares anymore? But this dude's obviously showing that he's balling, that he's badass. Tyree Wilson didn't have tape of him fucking taking over the NCAA, but I'll tell you what, Carter did. Didn't he? Carter did at Georgia, but Tyree Wilson did. Where's his tape that blew everybody away to pick on that where he did? We watched Carter in the championship games. We seen all that shit. And he was there. And we made that mistake that we made plenty of times before that. And then now, including next year, with those dumb motherfuckers that were there last year, they actually did a good job picking Bowers. Bowers foul to us. It wasn't no strategic move that Telesco did. It was an obvious choice. Just do the obvious choice and get Jeanty. That's the obvious choice. Just look at do me a favor and look at the stats of our running situation that we had. Look at it and tell me if Jeanty's there at 6 or any one of these fucking running backs that are supposed to be in the first round. Get them. And you'll see how important that position is in moving back. We're not going to move back to get Jeanty. That's a good assessment on he said Cleanfield 2.0 is Tyree Wilson. Yeah, there it is right there. Good job, bud. Gino better to do than 3, 30, and 11, 29 in 2015. Talk shit. Ready gay. Uh-oh. What that's the problem? What's that the problem, in my opinion? You getting there with Gabe again? You getting there with Gabe again? He's here. He gonna see what's up with you. You know he's gonna say something bad. Well, you don't like Gino? I think that Jeanty and Gino gonna be balling together. I'm caught up. What up, Jeff? We have obvious choices the past 20 years. Telesco's the only one who did it. Foul to us, bro. I understand the second and third round pick, and maybe the fourth with DCAM, but DCAM had to do a lot. I'm looking forward to him. I was telling Gabe to give it to the people. There you go. Gabe was talking shit about that. He was saying that last night. All right. I was telling Gabe to give it to the people. Yeah. Understand what you mean. You are being realistic about it. I see that, in my opinion. But for us, it has to be different. Gravy facts. We are the 32nd in the league in rushing last year. Jeanty will be a rookie of the year and be a top 5 running back next year. I hope so, and I'm confident in that, Arnie. Why are we making opinions and saying things that we could, I understand how you can want to trade down and the different scenarios that are going through your mind. I did that and I tried it out, and Jeanty's never there where we go. If we need a running back, but we're satisfied with lower rated running backs than Jeanty that could we're all right with that, and that's our problem. We're all right with Lubies and put a 2.0 on them and that he's gonna do something. Then we always get disappointed because he doesn't do shit. We were all excited about Zamir White last year, and he didn't do shit. He didn't do nothing. None of them did nothing. We had nothing as far as the running game. And let's go get something that's provided to us. The best running back that's done stuff, and no one has done what this guy's done in college football ever. If they did, who? He's beat the best running back that ever ran in football. He's beat that. He's done that. And what's the problem? Well, what are we saying? Let's move back. If he's there, this is if he's there at 6. Get him. But you guys see my reasoning. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Our problem, we're last place in the NFL out of all the teams in rushing. Let's go get the obvious choice is to go get the best rusher, not wait till the third round and get a rusher that's not a first round grade, and then try to run the football and don't get pissed about it if we can again. We're gonna need another guy. We can get 2 running backs from this in this draft in the third and the third round and in the fourth round or fifth round. Coaches don't want to do that. They want to double up. They'll double up in sections. In years, they'll do that. Or they'll get a pick and then go get a free agent, an undrafted free agent. Very rarely will you see Jeanty and then, Henderson there. Pick those guys. That'll be dope if they do that. Because then I'll be satisfied with our running game. Well, I don't got to worry about it no more. It's good. But Henderson's going to be a high pick. He's going to be a third round, second round. But Jeanty's a first round guy. Top 3 player in all of college football. And then Henderson's what? What do you want to say? 50? There's a difference there. There's a difference. And not only did Henderson got all this shine, but he was sharing it with another guy. How good would Henderson be on Boise State? You ever think about that? My opinion, I would take Jeanty's support. I think it's different. Yeah, he is different. You think it's different. Okay. Well, everybody has their own opinion, man. I appreciate that, bro. Why does everyone want to trade down when you pick top 5 talent? That's what I'm saying, Arnie. I don't understand that. They're more picks, make they're all rookies. And then the way I flow with the draft is that you got to think that the quality of player you're going to get 5th, 6th, 7th rounds is not going to be a better player than what's up there. You want more picks in the top 100 than you do behind it. And one of those guys, believe you me, I know that some of those guys can and will turn into great players. It's been a proven fact. I'm not denying that those guys in the 6th, but it's rare. Out of all those guys, maybe 1 or 2 will do that. But if you get into the 2nd, 3rd, and maybe the 4th round, these guys, they got it, and they need to get in there and play. Some of them need more development, some of them need more coaching, or some of them just some of them are 20 years old when they get out of college and move into this situation. A lot of them get drafted lower because they are 20 years old or 21 years old. But if you're balling and you're 24 years old and you're a senior and you've been in school for 6 years, you're a man. And what's the definition of that? At one of the bangingest positions in football, even in college football, the one that gets hit the most, the one that takes the most punishment, and did that, and we make excuses that, he's worn down. He had 300 carries 2 years in a row. Dude, that's going to break him down. He's 24 years old. It'll break you down when you be turning into a man because you got a grown-ass man hitting you. It's different in college when you got 21-year-old hitting a 20-year-old or a 22-year-old hitting a 21-year-old. But once you get into the NFL, you be 25 years old. There's a 30-year-old man that's in his prime getting ready to fuck you up. That's different. The nutsack of a 30-year-old man than a 20-year-old boy is different. That's different. You talking different right there. It's just like nutsack dropping. You different. You already got married. You thinking financially that you're going to, I got to do this. I got to blow this dude up to keep my job. You got kids. You got family. You got Rolls Royces. You got to take care of people taking care of your kids, private school, and all this other shit. That dude, Young Buck, got no problems, dude. He's rich now. He probably got the baddest girl in Vegas just chilling, waiting on him. And this dude got a family. He going to blow your ass up. He going to do his job. He takes his job serious. And that's the way all veterans are. They're coming for you. And I think he can handle that, man. I don't have confidence in Shedeur Sanders and being that way. Probably got told that. He got hit a lot in college. He might be tired of that shit. And if our offensive line is just not like, we got Shedeur Sanders now. We got to protect him. It's protect Geno. Let's talk about Geno. Let's see what's up, man. Let's talk about Geno now. Rather trade back and stock picks for what? So what do we need? We need a running back. We want to give 50 running backs in the 3rd round, 3 running backs in the 3rd round. You're going to get that type guy. Let's get the best guy. So I'm going to change your mind. So I know that's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna change your mind. I'm gonna put a little thing on the COD team and the commissioner of the COD mob, COD mob, and say you need to change your way on trading back. Because I'll be mad, dude, if we trade back. Only I love that, man. I see that vision. I see this dude just making Geno better. Look at when Walker was in there with him. They won games. They won 10 games, and they sucked. They wasn't that good. And the offensive line was 28th in the league, almost worse in the league. Our offensive line was better than Seattle. But I think a good grade. They were 28. We was up there, what, 15? That's good. I can't imagine that, bro. Man, you guys get blown by the chat, bro. Joel Lee, if we miss out on Genty, give me Caleb Johnson. You like Caleb Johnson? I do too. He from Iowa, huh? He from Iowa, bro. I like that guy. Genty and Scatterbo together could run a game, man. I'm telling you, dangerous. Thank you, Edgar Sosa, man. I got to get this running game going for the Raiders, bro. I'm going to be the number one fucking rushing offense ever. At 3 years, I want to do that. And it starts with getting Ashton Genty. I don't give a fuck. You get Scatterbo, too. I like the way he runs, bro. That little power running, get out my fucking way running, that's good. You're not real fast. You ain't going to break through, but he's going to bust you up. That's the type of dudes I want. Genty ain't scared to bust you up. He ain't scared to lay the wood. He ain't scared to do that. I like ATN. I like ATN too. I hope he's not like his brother, disappears in games and shit. Spelled wrong, I suspect. Yeah. Here we go with Frank Weber again. Trading down only works out if you multiply your picks and you target well as well. I said that all fucked up, but if you guys can read it, I'm burping and stuff, man. That tea got me burping. Hey, my boy Weber, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here with Coach Gravy in the morning, man. Good to see you. If we pass on Genty at 6, it will be the worst franchise mistake since Jamarcus Russell. Way to go, my boy. That's what I'm gonna say too. If people are gonna trip out, people are gonna trip out. Rebel, what's up, man? I haven't seen you out lately. Hope you're all right. My phone kind of jacked up. I lost a lot of people that was good buddies, but people with Rebel. I think I seen you on my IG. I didn't lose you, but I lost a couple of people that I wanted to get back to and see if they were going to Bakersfield and my phone might like messed up. Or they just blocked me. I don't know what happened. Usually that's the way it goes because I don't know. I don't know why people would get up. Man, maybe they don't like what I say sometimes. Where's Rebel again? Trade back if he's not there. Yeah. My solution with that is that if I would want that option too, Rebel. I would say, look, if Genty's not there, but if Membo is, the way that I'm thinking is that Membo will be a good asset for our team. But we could probably move back. I Will Campbell and Membo there, get one of them. Then that'll be the resource, and then we could get a second guy, and we can move up to the first and maybe get a Hampton, because it goes Genty, Hampton, and there's a pretty good fall off there. Then the Ohio State guys and Caleb Johnson and them, but the good running backs, the kid from Tennessee, I like. There's a receivers that I like there. Linebackers we need, bro. Linebackers is the second demand I need that we need. And guard play too. We got holes all over the place. So let's get them. If we're gonna move back. Let's get the players that we need, not the ones we like. Let's get the ones that we need. We got to draft for need too. As much as the best player available, that BPA is getting thrown around a lot, and it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. My best running back come with Genty and Martinez, common copy of Giggs and Montgomery. Yeah, Martinez is a different guy from Miami, isn't it? I noticed him. He's on my radar. Won't change my mind. Yeah, Jeff, you want to trade back? I know you do. I know you do, bro. If I have more time, man, I'll let you win. See how you're doing. But I'm going to cut out a little bit. Let me get a couple of these questions getting ready to go. Not all bets are like that. Our guys wouldn't be cut. Not ready. The guys that we have would be. Because I hope you're saying that the quality of player that we have is not NFL ready. We're in many positions where we don't need those guys. We're just keeping them around because we got no choice. We have 29 guys basically on defense that are out that we didn't sign back. Might be some guys that ran underneath the table and they're getting a couple of $100 G's a game or something, or a season. But the quality of guys that we got, and I know that the guys that we got are going to lay the wood and they're going to come up and hit you, but then we get better at that. Their defense get better. Or we just wait and see. And if we're doing this wait and see game, cheat. If this doesn't work, what's next? I know there's a plan in place. I know there is, because there's structure to this being cheap and getting the type player that we're getting. And I don't know if I'm the only one talking about this. Rebel, I know it's different for you because we have different players in mind in different situations. That's cool. That's all fine and dandy. You know that. And our vets that we have, I'm not confident in them to change the world of the Raiders right now. You know, in certain positions. I know Max is gonna be a captain, and I know this dude's gonna be Gino's gonna be a captain, Jacoby Myers. They're legit production. There's production there. You know, we're putting a lot of faith into Trey Tucker to run this receiver, to be an asset to this receiver room. With Tucker's gonna have a good year. I'm done with this dude missing not running underneath balls when he wants to, and barely every time a ball comes his way, he's bouncing around and shit. Catch the fucking football, man. You've been doing it your whole life. What's the problem now? So we need a receiver. But all I hear people say, well, we can get one in the third. We can get one in the fourth. Fuck that. Get the best receiver you can get if that's your problem. Our problem at running back is 100% worse than it is receiver. We need a receiver, yes. And if we want to be a big receiver, but he better be the best big receiver out there. That's what I want. I want the best at what they do. I don't want development. I'm done with this shit. How long have we been saying this? How long have we been saying running back by committee? We tried that shit out for 2 years, and what the fuck happened? It led us to the 32nd rushing team ever. It's never happened as the Raiders. Never. And then we're in a mode of saying, let's trade back and get fourth-round pick. Now we need first-round talent. We need first-round talent in a fucking running back room. Because them dudes, that ain't first-round talent. The teams that are winning, they got a first-round pick running back in their room right now. You know, besides Kansas City. Kansas City, they got the best quarterback in the land. So we don't have that. We don't have that option. We don't have no options offensively. And Genty is an option that we have. We could go to this dude and say, hey, look, run the fucking football. Let's go. Yeah, you can feel confident about it. I feel confident about Genty getting the ball and taking us to the next level. You see it. Watch his tape. You see that happen. It's not, oh, well, I think we could. Oh, well, you know, he's not really this. And Ohio State, the two running backs there work with Chip Kelly. I could guarantee you this. You're probably not going to see one goddamn play Chip Kelly did at Ohio State on the Raiders. I could almost guarantee you that. Maybe a formation. But the line is going to be doing shit different. Probably the steps of the running back is going to do. The mesh is going to be different. The wide receiver routes are going to be pro-style shit. He might have did it at Ohio State, but he had to adjust to his players had to adjust to his system. That system made the players who they are. And they all worked together and they won a national championship. It's going to be hard for him to get all these different, you got different players, you got different attitude, you got different shit. You dictate what goes on your team if you're a college coach. and you got 100 and something players on your team, you obviously got a guy to replace. You don't have that shit in the pros. You don't. That's why they're so good, because they have the most money to get guys out of the portal. Come here, I'll get you. You're a 5-star recruit. Come on, I'll get you. You're a freshman at Fresno State. You don't let a sack in, and people starting to notice you. We'll $2 million. We'll give it to you. Make your family tight. Go. Come to Ohio State. They could do that. We have that at free agency, and we didn't do that. We have the portal and basically a portal in NFL, and it's called free agency, and we just got the cheapest dudes we could get in my book. I'm saying that. Here we go. Eduardo, man. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. I think we'll trade back because Jeanty will be gone by 6. I have that situation too. I think Jacksonville would do it. I make shit. Maybe fucking Giants. You gotta look at these other teams. There's teams that want to move up to go get Jeanty. And we just gonna sit there. And we're just gonna sit there and let that happen, or we're gonna go up and get our guy. We're gonna pick our guy. But I bet you that's what they're aiming for. Get in front of the Raiders. Get in front of the Raiders because they're going to pick Jeanty. I hope it's that way. How are you going to lead a team in rushing with no offensive line average 300 pounds? I don't give a shit, but our pass protection was top 15. And that's a push, bro. You still got to have a push to protect. You still got to be strong. We just don't have enough guys, bro. That rotation was different. That rotation was crazy the way everybody was playing in. But I'm satisfied. I like Parham. He's lighting the ass. But I know the Miller ain't fucking 300. The average is probably 300. But we don't need to be. You don't need to be 360-pound offensive lineman and real tall and big. That's not the way the NFL is going now. We don't exactly have to be just like Philly. We are a little light in the ass. I agree with you with that, Studios. Disagree. Weber, you can't trade back to 10-17 and still get Jaguar, Barron, or Jaylen Campbell, Epic, and Minority plenty left. There are going to be a lot of people laughing. Those three guys are guys that I would want to get, but they're later round guys. Jaylen Campbell, I think he has a different name. You talk about the linebacker. Well, Barron's a DB. I like him. I love him. Those are later round guys. They're not first. I mean, you move back. You can trade back to what the numbers that you say to get those type guys, but linebacker we get move up and get that guy. I want to move from the second, move up, get the best player there. But at 6, you stay with that pick and you get Jeanty. Yeah, we're agreeing with each other, Rebel. Jeanty is gone. There's going to be someone of huge value that falls trade them back. That's the way I'm thinking. If Jeanty's not there and Membo's not there, and then the next thing would be getting, because I think Hampton is going to be lower 20s, maybe like that, and then that's when you start thinking, we're going to trade, like you said, 17. I don't want to trade far that. I will go no farther than Dallas or the Saints. That was his name, Jahad Campbell, that linebacker. He's first round talent, but he's more like a trade backish. And I wouldn't mind getting a linebacker at 10. I wouldn't mind that. But I know that Jeanty's not going to be there at 10. Then that's what you start thinking about. You're not going to say, hey, get Hampton at 10. Ain't nobody saying that. And it might happen with the need of running back. Here we go, Arnie again with the smack. Gravy, Jeanty, Sanders, Carter, Ward, Graham are all gone in top 5. Who would your next pick be or trade down? Sanders, Carter, Ward, Cam Ward, Graham are gone in top 5. I get Jeanty. He didn't put Janty in there. Janty's there. I'll take him. Everybody likes what Rebels say. Coming out with the smack, Rebels. Jahal Barron's top 15 all day. The best cornerback in the draft. I think the best cornerback this draft. I mean, we're not including Travis Hunter, bro. I think Travis Hunter is way better than Will Johnson. I put Barron and Johnson together, but they're not better than Travis. You probably forgot Travis Hunter. Question: can Hunter fall to pick 6? Been quarterback and quarterback needy team. I don't think that he's gonna be there at 6, bro. Genty will. Genty might. I think both of them could be gone. I think he's a great athlete, Rebel, but that rarely happens, bro. He did it in college, and there's very few guys that can do that. And if he's one, you got to prove that shit. You can do it in college, but the guys that did it in college did it in the pros. But if he's one of those guys, it's so different now, Rebel, that back when Woodson did it, that was the most recent. And I think I really haven't, there was slashes and all these other type shit going on, but I don't think that his priority needs to be, you need to have a priority in the NFL. Maybe they could put maybe the way offenses are now, you can put a package in there for him and let him shine at it. But I don't want it during game time. We better be getting blown out or we're blowing out a team, because unless you want to do like a quick play, a little Hiroshima play or something like that, that can make you be drop a bomb on a team real quick and just have them in there to make a big play. It's going to work type shit. But I think he's a DB all the way. He's going to be a DB in the NFL, and that would be the best decision for him. You can try him out at it. Yeah, Champ Bailey did it, and look at when that was. It's been a while since the player has done that. He has to see if he's Champ Bailey first. Champ Bailey was Champ Bailey as a corner, and they mixed him in there. But his priority, everybody knows Champ Bailey is a DB. That's one of the best DBs in the NFL. He's not going to the Hall. If he is in the Hall of Fame, he needs to be. He's not the top wide receiver. He lacks that. You can say that, Rebel. That's your opinion. I don't think it's that way. And I don't want to get wise with you. He can make more money at it, but DBs make a lot of money too, bro. There's $100 million DB. You want to be the best DB and make a boatload of money, or do you think he's like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson type shit, not just a package? You're not going to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. You're not, because he wasn't the best wide receiver in college. He's the best athlete. But what does that mean? He could run the football too. He did end arounds. That type guy. What Champ Bailey was and all that. But what was Champ Bailey, man? He was a corner. What was Woodson? A corner. The primary was defense. So that's what I think he's gonna be. I'm not saying that they get paid more. Yeah, that's luxury and stuff, but you gotta be good at it to make a shitload of money. So if that ain't your primary, you can't do half and half unless he's that type of guy. We have yet to find out. We could say, he's a good wide receiver at Colorado. He did this and that, or he's the best athlete in all of college football right now. He won the Heisman, but what the hell does that mean now? I mean, Heisman winners really go to the Super Bowl. But I agree with you. I think he's a good wide receiver. He didn't take his route running during that pro day very serious. I see that. People say, hey, he did a couple of routes and stuff. But I wasn't impressed with. I know he can play wide receiver because I watched him in games. But he's a way better corner in my book, and he ain't gonna make unless he does it, man. He has to prove it. He has to prove it in the pros to be a good wide receiver. On February 10th, Bill Belichick was elected a Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year. He was unshrined on August. What do you mean unshrined? They took it back? Yeah, Joe. I don't know why. Tell me why he got. Tell me why he got unshrined. Hey, thank you for the 40 people up in here, man. What's up? So 2000, the first year, so that means in 2018. Oh, it's enshrined. I'm not bad. I said unshrined. I was thinking different, Jeff. That sounds stupid. Sorry about that. I'm medicated up right now, bro. He was enshrined, put in the Hall of Fame. My bad. He probably thinking Gravy's dumb motherfucker. I thought it was untried. I do look. I got my vision bad, bro. Champ Bailey is a Hall of Famer. I would put that past him. He was a great. He was badass. Was he Champ Bailey, Miami guy? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Champ Bailey was a Miami guy. Got a couple more minutes here. We got some questions and things like that. Let me know what's up. Was Rebel still want blowing it up? Tell me something, Rebel. What you got? You getting on today, Jeff? Maybe hop on with you. Hey, but check this out. We got a tomorrow Raider Nation live podcast. Me and Gabe are gonna be in there. Lowe's on a little hiatus right now, but he might be able to come on if things quick faster. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we're gonna have Lorenzo from the Raider Crusaders. He's gonna get on maybe for a little while. If he's comfortable, me and Gabe will give him an option to talk ball with us. So you guys want to ask some questions, kick it with us and give us a lot of information about the Bakersfield shakedown that's gonna be going on. We're gonna have Jeremy Chan out there. We have DJ Spots outside. It's supposedly supposed to be great weather. I've been looking on my forecast. It says it's going to be in the 80s to close to the low 90s. It's not that hot around here. It's kind of dry, but if you're in the shade, it's very, very comfortable. And they got breezes over there coming from down south in the mountains by the grapevine. It's always a little windy in Bakersfield. I bet. Champ Bailey played at Georgia. Yeah, they're cool. Not bad. I don't know much about him, but I know he used to lock us up. Him and Tim Brown, and Champ Bailey and Tim Brown used to have some shit going on. Cool Kev, what's up, man? About to get out of here, brother. You guys came in late. SoCal Sal's in the house. What's up, bro? How you doing? Geomax, what's up, bro? Genty and Hampton are contribute strength of the Raiders game plan. Man, if we get both those dudes, shit, I ain't gonna worry about nothing. I'll be happy, bro. I'll be coming in. I'll be a whole different dude if we get both them guys. A couple offensive linemen and linebacker. That's all I need right there. You don't need another draft. Fuck these 6, 7 round guys. Fuck them. Get all free agents after that. Get all your 6, 7 round picks. You got like 4 of them. Get all them 6 or 7 round picks you got. Boom. Go move to the 4th. Get another big, good linebacker. Another linebacker. Wide receiver, something like that. Just call it quits. That's the rest of the draft. Trade up. What'd you get down to 4th round? Trade up. Get rid of all that shit. Edgar Sosa, they don't pay Chip Kelly the most paid coordinator in the NFL to have an outstanding run game like he has at Ohio State. That's why I believe we will draft Genty. I said, yeah, they're not gonna pay him. That's what he is, bro. If you want a pass throwing type dude, then go get one of them guys go get Lane Kiffin and shit. Go get that guy. Go get the Texas guys. You know, as much as Texas is known for having a great running game, you know, Michigan is taking kind of that out. That ain't Texas football right there. Ohio State was different. Chip Kelly brought that running game to them. Sufficient running game. with two guys. Usually their quarterbacks are running all over the place. And then you got Fields, Will Howard didn't run around. Will Howard's a pretty good little athlete. He just needs to get his shit together. He needs to get buckets all in a row. You ready to take wide receiver at 6? Greg, you okay with that? No. That'll be the situation where Gentry's not there, Membo's not there, and we drop down. But I would want a linebacker. That's more of a need. That's more of a need to me than a wide receiver. Because, bro, we got Elijah Moore out there, bro. You think Elijah Moore? You think I like Burden, that dude from Missouri. I like him more than the kid from Arizona. But the kid from Arizona is bigger, and he's gonna get the recognition that Raider fans want. You don't have to be 6'5" and all that. I don't know where they get there. If you coach football, the bigger the dude, the more sloppy he's gonna be. Unless you got a special guy right there. But this guy is real stiff, and that's the way he is. Watch him play. Watch him play, and you're gonna see he's kind of stiff, and we enhance the 50-50 ball. That's important. But if this guy just knows how to do a post corner, then what? You can't. He's so big, he's visible. You don't want them guys that with me. The way I run my show is that if you're visible, so people can see you. And besides the quarterback, it's good to have that. It's good to throw the ball high and you could go get it. That's a completion. I understand that. But in this game, that these corners are adapting to you. They're not stupid. One way or another, T-Mac is going to get wiped out of a game because the way he is. But if you get a mid-size guy that runs good routes, that could be that already a route runner and knows how to get to the end zone, and a red zone guy that's known for that, that's the type of receiver you want, and that is fast. You have to be fast to be on my squad. Now, the game speed and all that, it's different, but yeah, it is. But you got to show it to me. But I would, if Burden, my guy is burdened, but we have Elijah Moore. We have Keenan Allen out there, bro. And I know you don't like Keenan Allen, but just look at the free agents we got that could go fit in and blend. If we get a running game, dude, the receivers are going to be blessed with that. No matter who you have out there, we can put Trey Tucker out there. We run the game. We're 150, almost 200-yard rushing team. Trey Tucker could be out there fucking X. I don't give him. He's gonna catch balls. He's gonna have a phenomenal season. It balances itself out, bro. The teams don't win the playoffs when they're like this. That's what happened to Kansas City. They were like this, passing, running. The running game was shit, so they suffered at this. That's how they lost. Philly. Quarterback was running the ball. Quarterback had the best game ever thrown. Then you got Saquon in there. They were worried about this guy so much. Make this better. We can have that. Last year we were just this, and there was nothing right here. So wouldn't it be obvious that next year get this, and then it'll come together, man. The disrespect for the running game, we say it, but when it comes draft time, nah, we don't need that. It's too high for him. You got the best one that ever did shit. He's the best that ever did shit, and we don't want the guy. California Dave, man, thank you for coming here. Salute my guy. If that's you right there, thank you for your service. A shit ton of Ron Bates in this draft, and a teaspoon of wide receivers in this draft. Don't know about a running back at 6. There's a shit ton of them, California Dave. There's a bunch of them, but they aren't Ascendenti. Now you're gonna hear that. You're going to hear there's a shit ton. And I know if you're not hearing things, if you're just not hearing from everybody, there's a shit ton. Because you're probably looking at my draft and say, well, we could get this guy. And this guy's good. It matters what type guy you're looking at. Okay? But the Ascendenti, the wide receivers is not a real value pick. Out there that we're looking at the wide receiver and picking T-Mac at 6 because we need that position, right? But our biggest need, we weren't 32nd passing with the receivers we had. We had 2 receivers that got 1,000 yards. So we just need one guy. to balance out our offensive, our wide receiver. We need some backups, the guys we can get later. But we were 32nd in the league in rushing. Our running game was non-existent. It's worse than not. We're all right. You know, we're 25th or 22nd. We're there. We're in the middle of the pack, below the middle of the pack. But we were last, bro. Dead last. So what did we do in free agency to solve that problem? We got Mostert. There was dudes out there we could have got. And we watched them guys get snatched up by teams that are in our division that are probably going to be hurting us for a little bit. Triple salute, hot steak sipper. How you doing, bro? How you doing? There you go. Your response. Personally, I want the team to build nutrition. Me too. That's very important, bro. But I can't stress you. It's enough that we weren't the worst offensive line in football. We were the worst running team in football. And it wasn't because of our offensive line. It was because of our room. We don't have the guys in our room to make an impact, to have a decent running game. Decent is good for me, and we'll instantly get decent if we pick Jeanty at 6. He deserves to be there. He deserves to be top 3 pick. I can't stress it enough. And if he doesn't pan out, I'll take the shit. Who picks, the guy that is going to be successful? Obviously, we knew Jaden Daniels was going to be good with the situation he was put in. I expected a lot from Caleb. He did the best he could in that fucking sorry-ass team. But now, with the dude he has now, watch. I ain't even going to say what he's going to do. But don't say if you got MVP or offensive player of the year shit going on with Caleb Williams in a little bit. Who's D-Rich? The Cam? Yeah. I think he got messed with. He got messed with in when he went in there, bro. And he was forced in there, and he got messed with. But the recovery of his situation, bro, the way he played after that, he had a bad play. Forget about that shit. Come back, boom, make a good play. Pass breakup, pig. I don't know we got a lot of pigs, but tackle behind the line of scrimmage, tackle on a tight end screen, getting up there at the line of scrimmage. He was doing shit like that. That's good, man. The potential to do that. And forgetting about that, you got burnt is great for me. I expect a good season from D-Mac because he got treated the same way JB did. And look how JB got rid of that stupid-ass Peters, which I never liked, I never was down with, and got rid of that cancer in the room. Just think how good JB is going to be with by himself out there and not get hurt, not be injured. I expect a lot from JB. Pro Bowl type shit from JB in his 3rd year. We have to give that dude some money. Get ready for JB because he's coming. I just hope the offensive line is ready to go. Sure, bumping up defense and not much on the offensive side. I think offensively we're gonna be in the draft. We're gonna build this shit. And we're not that bad, GeoMax. We're not that bad. California Day, we're not stupid bad, But we just need that confidence builder for that offensive line. You're hearing you're the worst running team. You don't even want to run. It's not in the game plan anymore. And we were told we're going to be the fucking running team and we're 32nd. That's the best we could do. And it's just a room, bro. Improve that room. And don't wait till the later rounds to do that. You got to pop it right off the bat. Pop that shit. Boom. Bust a hole in the fucking body of the fucking NFL and say, we're getting Ashton Jeanty and we're going to have a fucking running game. And then 3rd round, get another fucking badass running back. Surprise me. See, we're going to run the football now. These dudes are on it. Yep. Hot six ever. JB came out of Maryland, which is the top tier college. Yeah. I like Maryland guys. Real quick. They got good coaching over there because Maryland's always in the mix, upsetting people with their speed and the way I watch Maryland a lot. I kind of mimic my game with that around that coach. That UNLV. I like you doing UNLV. I'm getting into that UNLV offense that's probably soon to be in about 3-4 years gonna be that high-powered UNLV offense, that coach is going to go somewhere. That offensive coordinator, I think he's a coach now, but they're going to go somewhere. And that offense is phenomenal. They got two running backs to one side of the quarterback that very up-tempo, kind of Chip Kelly-ish, but different shit. Mixed direction all over. They're like wing T on steroids, but throwing the ball in shotgun with two backs on the side of you, just like that, just kicking it. One big running back and one right running back, and they block, they go everywhere. It looks like a mess out there, but the offense, everything they work on it so much that everything's just cool. They score points, beat the shit out of Fresno State when they played against them. I shouldn't have said that because Cool Kev's in here. Gabby, do you see them keeping any running backs from last year? I think Zeus. I think Zamir's gonna be there. He's cheap. He's on his contract, but I wouldn't doubt it. I think they'll keep the young guys. I think it's gonna take a Jonty in there for them to spill off these dudes, because either way he's gonna be a rookie and he's gonna have issues. And I just don't want them. I just don't want that to fuck them. You're gonna need somebody. When it doesn't look like we're signing Abdullah until later. We have Luby there. We have Sincere McCormick there. I don't know if he's straight. I don't watch out for them guys. I don't look. I hear are they in the camp or whatever. I don't give a shit about them. They're free agents. I care about the guys we pick. Yeah, I definitely ain't gonna be riding on a guy that fumbles the ball every time he gets it, or a guy that gets hurt every time he goes in the game. So obviously we need guys. Hi. Reason hopefully the running game should be the factor will open up the pass game. Offense will pop up. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. We're on the same level, Hostic. We're in the same level, bro. We're on the same page. Well, check this out, guys. I gotta go. Nate Dogg once said that. But I gotta get back to work. I want to thank everybody for being in the chat and messing with me, answering bomb ass questions, man. I love the way we interacted today. I'm gonna do it again. No, usually tomorrow we have a show with me and Gabe. We're gonna do Red Nation Live. I don't know, I might pop up at 10 o'clock. I don't think I'll waste any information, but we could do that. We could do that. Be here tomorrow. Let's put it like that. But I'm gonna get with the guys today. We're gonna see what we got going on, and guys, have a blessed rest of the day. Have a fun day. I hope everything runs well with you. And you see me later on tonight on different shows, they say what's up. But thank you very much for being on the Coach Gravy Show. Hey, you guys get my boys going. Raider Gay 420, my boy What Up Low, Raider Nation Live. We're coming at you tomorrow with a special guest. Peace out, Raider Nation. Have a good one.